Alrighty, next game up here is the Bengals at the Lions, and the Bengals get a nice big ol' win, and this was our bonus pick, folks. Bengals -3.5, and they have no trouble covering that, winning by 23 points out here. Big ol' win for this Bengals team. Joe Burrow continuing to do what Joe Burrow does. Jamar Chase continuing what Jamar Chase does, and the Lions continuing on what the Lions do. And remember, y'all were, falling in love with Dan Campbell, crying at the press conference last week. Not us. We were more we were more concerned with the energy between Kirk Cousins and head coach Mike Zimmer, and we liked that emotion better than the crying emotion that Dan Campbell. I mean, wasn't there no crying in football? Isn't that what it's supposed to be? Yeah, you can cry if you get injured and all that, and yeah, you can cry if you lose the Super Bowl, but you lose because your team starts 0-5 off of a last-second field goal win. That's what makes you cry. And obviously your team doesn't respond because they only put up 11 points. So once again, kind of the Dan Campbell kind of type of coaches out here are not the great head coaches. So once again, we have to go with strictly offensive-minded, scoring-minded head coaches out here. That's the only kind of coaches that win decently, consistently. Defensive-minded head coaches, Dan Campbell, just kind of energy-driven head coaches, they don't work. Joe Judge, special teams coordinator, kind of the same energy you need to bring with a Dan Campbell. Special teams, these aren't your best players. These are, players that, are kind of still fighting for spots on the team. That's how you work your way up in, football, starting on special teams. You've got a lot more players to work with, all that, and it's just energy on special teams, giving the effort. Obviously skill is a little needed to tackle and to get down the field, but it takes discipline and it takes energy and buyability into the scheme, into the team, and that's where, the Dan Campbells, the Robert Salehs, the Joe Judges, come in good, but they don't make great head coaches. Nobody's buying into his tiers out here. 11 points at home, a blowout loss. Nobody's responding to those tiers. Alrighty, but let's start here with this Bengals team. Joe Burrow getting it done. Look at this, touchdown on the first drive. And he throws an interception, unfortunately. But, starting out good, starting out 7-0, putting the pressure on the Lions, who have they ever gotten out to a good start? I mean, they put up all 11 points in the fourth quarter. I mean, we've given Dan Campbell the credit for, sticking around games. But at some point, you need to start winning the games and being competitive from first whistle to last whistle. And that's why we've truly sold the Lions from last week when we saw the man crying at the podium. That did not impress us at all. And like we said, it's not even resulting into motivation, so it's not working. So Dan Campbell, please switch up your technique, but it doesn't seem like Dan Campbell's the guy that's going to be switching up his coaching style anytime soon, because this guy is the same guy that was the Dolphins interim head coach after Joe Philbin. He's still doing the same thing, and he didn't win for the Dolphins either, so he's not going to change his ways. All right, Joe Burrow goes 19 of 29. 65% completion percentage, right on the borderline of pretty solid right there, so we'll take it. 271 yards, fantastic. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. And like we said, the interception came on the first drive, or the second drive of the first quarter, and it resulted into an interception by Jared Goff, so, kind of bailed out there. And then just in the second half, really just shutting the door. Like we said, they did leave the door open. A lot of punting in the first half here by the Bengals, but they get a field goal right before halftime. Fantastic 2-minute drive there. And then out of halftime, touchdown drive, field goal drive, touchdown drive, touchdown drive. And that was all their drives in the second half, folks, putting up points on every single drive right there, closing out the door because the Lions weren't competitive all game. So well done for the Bengals of sticking with it. We've also had to see this Bengals team. Now this next thing that this Bengals team really has to start doing before we truly consider them as playoff contenders out here. They're a very, very good team. I'm not knocking this Bengals team, but we've seen them kind of get off to lackluster starts, and that even went back to last week against Green Bay. We really saw them kind of get down a little decently big, and then they kind of dug themselves out of their hole and kind of got it done decently in the second half. Unfortunately, still lost by 3. We all know how that went down, but we need to see this Bengals team from start to finish, first first quarter, fourth quarter, putting up the touchdowns and moving the ball consistently. And that's going to be the next thing, consistency with this Bengals team throughout the entire game. But I think they're right on the cusp, and we're ready to kind of start buying into this Bengals team because we believe they can do this. We believe this team has the capabilities of doing this, where on some of these other teams, like the Giants, like this Lions team, obviously is nowhere near doing that consistently. So inches away. I'll put it at 92% buyability in this Bengals team. They start scoring consistently in the first half. We're at 100%. So good game by Joe Burrow. Joe Mixon, I mean, got to give this dude credit. Running back here for this Bengals team, got to start. It's just hard to give running backs credit because after, like, when you watch Derrick Henry, it's crazy. It's so much different than literally every single other running back in this league. Just watching that Derrick Henry in game on film, his running style is just so much more dominant than all the other running backs. So it's hard to kind of, praise some kind of, third best running back in the league, fourth best running back in the league, but got to start giving a lot of credit to Joe Mixon out here, and we're going to be trying to do our best here to give this man all the credit he deserves because 18 carries for 94 yards, fantastic. Joe Burrow took off 5 times for 20 yards as well. And then the leading receivers here for this Bengals team, Jamar Chase, 4 receptions for 97 yards, doing what he does. No touchdown this game, unfortunately, but how great is that? The Bengals finding other ways to score touchdowns without kind of going to Jamar Chase. So finding other ways to score the ball, finding other ways to win the games, that's what we love. That's what makes a full, complete team, folks. Once again, why we're at 92% buyability with this Bengals team. Fantastic. Joe Mixon also getting it done in the dual threat game. Another reason why we buy this Bengals team, 92%, and I'm going to buy him up another percent. Let's level it up to 93% out here, folks. Oh my God, I'm juiced up talking about this Bengals team now. Woo, love it. Joe Mixon, second leading receiver, 5 receptions, 59 yards, and a touchdown. Yes, sir. Joe Mixon, do I dare call him the second best running back in this league? Can we elevate this man to running back number 2 in the league? I think we are. Obviously, like we said, we can't. Derrick Henry is number 1 forever until he's retiring or until something catastrophic happens that I got to knock on wood a million times to kind of cancel out on, because I don't even want that thought out there. But Joe Mixon, huge, ginormous credit to this man. Keep getting it done. Keep getting it done. Keep getting it done. Love it. All right, then we have Chris Evans, third leading receiver here for the Bengals, 3 receptions, 49 yards, and a touchdown. T. Higgins, 3 receptions, 44 yards, and then C.J. Uzomah, 3 receptions, 15 yards, and he's getting into the scoring as well. Love that as well. Tight end university, once again, represent. So Bengals, 34 points, taking care of business on the road over the Lions like they should. All right, now this Lions team. Ooh, boy, Jared Goff, another trash performance. Not good, not consistent, not complete. Turnovers, not getting it done in the red zone. Classic Lions. And we're going to hear from Dan Campbell in a second, folks. And Dan Campbell's going from putting the blame on, feeling sorry for the team and all that to, I'm going to start calling bitches out here real quick. He flipped it in a week turnaround. But here we go. Jared Goff goes 28 of 42, folks. 66% completion percentage, which is good, but 202 yards on a 28 completions. That's stinking dunk. No touchdown, interception. The interception came off of the Joe Burrow interception. So this was the perfect time to get back in the game. You are at Cincinnati's 38-yard line, down 7-0. You can't put the ball in the end zone to tie up the game 7-7, and now we have a complete competitive game. Who knows if the Bengals would have responded like they did to win the game in the second half. Maybe they could have squeaked out their first win here in Detroit, but no. Jared Goff wants to be trash. Once again, seeming like Sean McVay is the genius guru offensively that we all know he is, and that Jared Goff was truly holding Sean McVay back. How crazy is that? Quarterback holding the coach back. Well, that's Jared Goff. All right, running back wise, DeAndre Swift, 13 carries for 24 yards, a touchdown? What? Come on, DeAndre Swift, you're way better than that. Jamal Williams, way better than that as well. 4 carries for 11 yards, nothing good in the running game, and then they just keep letting Jared Goff pass the ball 42 times. I don't get it. I don't get that. All right, who was Jared Goff throwing to all these 42 times? Let's see. TJ Hawkinson, the tight end out here, very well done. 8 receptions for 74 yards. DeAndre Swift, 5 receptions for 43 yards. So there it is right there. There's your dink and dunk, your 2 top receiving pass catchers are your tight end and your running back. Very well done, Jared Goff out there, right? Khalif Raymond, 6 receptions, 37 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 5 receptions, 26 yards. And then Tom Kennedy, 1 reception, 15 yards. But just absolutely atrocious offense here by this Lions team overall. And Dan Campbell, like we said, he's going from tears to placing the blame real quick. The time for tears are over. Obviously, nobody responded to that. So now he's going to be start calling everybody out because he just says this here. Following the Lions' latest loss, head coach Dan Campbell said of Jared Goff, said, quote, "I feel like he needs to step it up more than he has." And absolutely, I mean, not getting it done in the red zone over the Bears last week multiple times, floundering multiple times, not getting it done, not coming away with any points. And then this week, not taking care of the ball off of that Joe Burrow interception, dinking and dunking, not scoring any points, not being consistent, having your first points come in the fourth quarter. That's never going to win a game, a meaningful game. Games consistently, folks. That's not good football. That is not good offense here. And Dan Campbell's getting a little sick and tired of it. So let's get the exact quote here. Is that all he says? That's all he says right here. I feel like he needs to step up more than he has. And then he also says this real quick. I don't put all of this on Jared Goff. So Dan Campbell, no tears this week. Just starting to point some blame. And we'll see how Jared Goff responds to that. I don't think he's going to, but we'll see. So Lions blown out again. 34-11. Classic Lions. Classic Dan Campbell head coaching archetype coach team. No? All right.